right. It's Ann Segan. We are back. The electrons are hooking up. Let's just see if this works. You know, there's pros and cons to everything, right? At least, Sharon, this doing e-commerce, we're not driving an hour to get to and from work. It just so happens once in a while we have issues. All right, we're back on track. I don't know how many people will be able to jump back in, but let's talk about the Q4 tips that you were going to share with us.
Right. The one thing that you've got to do is make sure you have your inventory in at the appropriate time. The best thing to do is to look at a calendar. I believe there's one in the back office that we had from previous years that tells you what are the dates that you have to have your inventory in to make sure that Amazon will get it, it will get online, and people will see it, and it won't be too late. The first year, I didn't do that. I didn't follow that guidance, bad on me. And I missed out on some sales because the product stayed there. I didn't get it in time for people to see it and to be competitive. So that's the first thing you have to do.
Okay.
You need to also make sure that you're out there scanning and looking for the deals, either online or in the stores. You know, do the sales, even though the prices may seem a little bit high at sometimes, or that you get them on sale. Just remember that there's going to be parents that are going to get anything, and they'll pay anything for that child's toy, particularly toys. That was probably my biggest seller over the course of all the Q4s.
Yeah.
Or gift items. You know, don't put that past you. Gift items are good too. Another thing that I would say, don't go too wild on specific Christmas themes or holiday themes, because you might be holding it until the next year.
You're talking decorations?
Don't go too big, you know, don't go too deep, I guess they call it.
And look a little bit to your right, your camera, now you're looking straight at me.
Okay.
There you go. That's it. That's the right camera. Okay. Okay. So you were saying with Christmas, when you're saying like Christmas decorations, or what do you mean exactly?
Right. Those types of things. You know, you might have to put them on sale after Christmas, which is not a bad thing to do to get rid of them, but you'd probably have to lower your price to get rid of them so you don't have to bring them back. You don't want them to sit in Amazon in the warehouse. Long-term storage fees and all those extra costs you don't need to have. Okay. The other thing, let's see, what was my other tip? And I had a senior moment, and I'm allowed senior moments, but it flew away. Just track what you did well and what went well. Keep a note of what did sell well, but also keep a list of what could I have done better. Do that analysis after the Q4 to see what you're going to do for planning for the next year, because that planning starts in January.
Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
You don't wait until October to start. You're going to be starting in January, and you keep going. And just remember, those sales are going to continue through January. They say January is a bad month. I think last year I had 14 or 15,000 in January, in sales in January.
So January can actually be a really good month. Exactly. The momentum continues instead of people thinking that, well, it ends after Christmas shopping. There's gift cards actually that people are having to fulfill on as, you know, gifts. Yeah.
Right. And that's, those are just, the 3 tips I think that you can go with.
Okay. You mentioned about continuing, and what comes to mind is the accountability relative to your actions and tracking them, and also notating what could you have done differently, or things for you to remember. Now, there's a tool that you use extremely faithfully. I don't know if there's anyone in the entire community that matches your level of utilizing this tool. It's called End of Day Tracker. It's in our back office, the End of Day Tracker, and you track something like 4 or 5 different variables. And that can be a location as well to notate these special things that you want to remember for the next year. What I find impressive about what you're saying there, Sharon, is that it definitely indicates a mindset of long-term strategy, thinking like a long-term thinker, rather than what I often see from people is when they hit a challenge, they'll tend to give up. And you have hit more than enough challenges. And it's more to what you do with those challenges of what worked, what didn't work, and what would you do differently. And so that end of day tracker, I see you notate every day. Could you just speak to, why do you use it and how does it help in Q4?
Well, not only in Q4, but you can keep a track of what you're doing and what you need to do, because things are going to come fast and furious, and you're going to forget it. I have a mind like a steel sieve. It just, everything goes through. So writing it down. But I became familiar. It wasn't the end. Well, it was the end of day tracker, but it was from 3 years ago that I started this, that we had it in one of your Race to Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that one? We had to do it, and then you took it away. And then we asked to bring it back.
Yes.
Yeah, because it does. And, for me, I use it as a therapy, shall I say, for this year, because after, April, when Terry passed in May, I needed something to focus on.
Mm.
And you mentioned the word mindset, and a lot of it is mindset, because I could go into depression. I could go into, I don't want to do anything anymore. Oh, woe is me. But I choose every day to get up and be positive and have a positive attitude. I think that comes from my upbringing with my brothers and sisters, my father and my mom, and my grandparents, and that nuclear family. I always have had a good work ethic, but that stems from the time I was a child.
Yeah.
But it is, for me, it's like a journaling. And I know where people have gone in, and I've watched people's journaling when they have gone through trials and tribulations. And it is a way to get rid of the grief and to move on. And we all have to move on. I can't stay in that place in April. So I have moved on. I still have moments. Believe me, this week was a good one, but that's okay. Have your minute pity party. That's okay. Then step out of the box and move forward. And again, mindset. I have been taught through the military to think out of the box. I was a strategic planner with the military. So that's what I do. And if something didn't work, I look at it and say, okay, what could I have done better? How can I repurpose these? And I'm in that process right now of repurposing products so that I can get it in.
Yes, as I track with your accountability reports, you'll pull product backs, turn them into a bundle, ship the bundles back in. So you're becoming a resourceful seller that has learned to move and adapt with the things that happen in your business. And there's literally no one who's exempt from this. It happens to every single seller. What varies, what's different, is the ability for people to take something that's transpired and turn around and move themselves forward out of it. And you do that, and you do it really well. And other EMP members come to mind, Christy Dugan, exact same type of thinker of repurposing, what can I do differently? And furthermore, the training and the community helps people through those moments instead of people feeling like they're in a vacuum.
Exactly, and that's that accountability group that we have, and the friends that we make, and the support that we get with the two groups that I'm in. It's wonderful. Christy actually is in my group now.
Oh, okay.
Rich and Don Cleaver.
Yeah, awesome.
So, yeah, and they are. I mean, we're there to support one another. If one of us is down, they're there to pick us up and to kick us in the butt and to move us forward. And that's what you need. You need a community behind you to do this, so you don't have to feel alone. I think that's one of the things that I have gotten out of this group.
Yeah, I would say in closing, and again, I just want to apologize to everybody for the mishap. What happened is my internet went down in the first segment of our call, and we were getting loads of comments and everything, and then it just snapped. And you know what? That's about being adept, right? So I scrambled, and as it turned out, my internet came back on in short order. I was kind of surprised. But what I want to say in conclusion, to really give you the extreme kudos that you deserve, Sharon, is
Thank you.
you know, there's so many people that come through our community with sick family members, ailing parents, and in your case, you lost your husband this year, and that could have been the end of your business right there. And instead, you've hung on to this. I've just been stunned, actually, how and you're sticking with the, like you said, it's the journaling has been a therapy of sorts to help you just stay on track and not fall off. Because once you fall off, it's hard to get back on. And I've just been so impressed, and I love reviewing your reports. I love your steadfastness and your wherewithal. So I give you huge kudos to that, and best to you in Q4, Sharon.
Well, thank you. It's going to be a good one.
It is going to be a good one.
Now. That's got to get another shipment into Amazon today.
Good, good. All righty, till then, thanks everybody. Have an awesome day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.